Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Welcome to today's webinar, hosted by Digital Beanie. The topic for today's webinar is Intelligent Automation. Your presenters are Glenn Ansell and David Pereira. Glenn is a recognized thought leader in the world of technology, as well as a serial entrepreneur who founded his first technology company at the age of 22. He joined the Global Entrepreneur Network endeavor in 2008, and currently he is business unit lead at Tangent Solutions, a leading robotic process automation and Microsoft Cloud delivery partner. Glenn will start today's presentation by giving you a high-level overview of how intelligent automation and technology is impacting the world of finance and accounting. David Pereira is an advisor around the future of work, with specific attention of the technologies of the future, their implementation, integration, and the impact they will have on future workforces. He has an educational background in engineering, accounting, and marketing, as well as working experience in small to medium organizations. David has first-hand experience of the importance of technology and the impact it has on modern businesses, and how technology can help businesses to be more efficient and more competitive. After Glenn, David will take over the presentation and guide you through a thorough discussion of intelligent automation and its various components. Additional information with regards to the various topics may be posted in the chat box to the right of the video presentation. Please feel free to ask questions during the presentation by making use of the chat box to the right of the video and presentation. Both the webinar recording and presentation will be available at the end of the webinar. I now hand you over to Glenn and David.
Hi there, my name is Glenn Ansell. I head up the Intelligent Automation Unit of Tangent Solutions and look forward to talking to you today about the winds of change sweeping through the finance and accounting profession as we know it. The narrative surrounding artificial intelligence and the impact machine learning and its robotic counterpart is likely to have on our future careers is one that sparks uncertainty in many associated to the future of work. The robots are coming, and they're coming for your job, seems to be an overwhelming sentiment shared by many finance and accounting professionals, and one that is touted in the mainstream media quite aggressively. The fact that technology has progressed exponentially over the last couple of years cannot be denied. Many functions traditionally performed by human beings will become redundant. This is not where the story ends, however. Artificial intelligence and intelligent robotics are limited in many aspects. Let's take a look at two of those limitations. Firstly, robotics cannot apply fluid thinking. They are rules-based or algorithmic, premised on historical data to predict future outcomes. Humans, on the other hand, have the keen ability to use heuristic and intuitive decision-making. Secondly, robots cannot build relationships, a key element to business today, both internal and external to organizations. In short, the human experience is one that has not diminished in its value to business, but rather our ability to apply more focus to it has increased in favor of administrative tasks. Let me dispel a myth for you. New technology does not take jobs. Rather, it reinvents them or creates new ones. The invention of the automobile, for example, did not displace employment for workers. It in fact created a myriad of new ones. This came in the form of functions such as automotive manufacturing, automotive repair, fuel stations, and many more, all requiring the human workforce. We are not in the state of out with the old and in with the new, but rather a place of transition that brings about change. More importantly, it brings about opportunity. Opportunities for forward-thinking professionals to capitalize on the benefits gained from such technological advancements. These technologies will bring about new challenges that require the expertise of domain experts in their field of practice. So what are some of these changes we are seeing? Firstly, the drive to robotic process automation, or RPA, seems to be the first strong entrant into the field, relative to a reinvigorated digital transformation initiative in finance and accounting. A multitude of new possibilities has opened up in the domain of practice, enabling finance and accounting professionals to amplify your efforts in high-value and strategically aligned outputs using technologies such as RPA. This is in contrast to number crunching and administratively intensive exercises. AI and robotics leaves professionals free to explore the more creative realms associated within your role, while both enhancing and reinforcing your value in advising, generating strategic inputs, problem solving, and in general leadership across all areas of your organization. This is not a new phenomenon by any means. It has been happening since the inception of the spreadsheet, later followed by accounting software and enterprise resource planning systems, or ERPs. The types of areas currently served by technologies such as robotic process automation include the processing of functions such as accounts payable, accounts receivable, reconciliations, automating of audit functions, and many more across all areas of business. Let's take a look at an example of such a technology.
Hi, today we'll be covering the automation of invoice processing from start to finish. This will be done through the seamless human-robot collaboration from a single platform. The goal is to remove the repetitive, mundane activities that are weighing down valuable resources. The robot will only bring in employees when needed to make critical decisions. In this demo, we will use UiPath to automate invoice processing, where a robot looks for invoices that needs to be processed, extracts the required data from the invoice, processes the invoice, and finally submits it into an ERP system, in this case, SAP. During this process, if the robot needs human assistance, it automatically creates a task for a human and moves on with other jobs until the human performs the required action. Here, we will look at two scenarios. First, an invoice backed up by a purchase order. Second, an invoice without a purchase order. Let's look at the scenario where the invoice has a PO number. The robot picks up the invoice and extracts the data such as the PO number, invoice date, vendor name, total amount, net amount, and tax amount. As this invoice has the PO number, the robot matches the line items in the invoice with the existing PO in the SAP system. Here, we see the robot entering the basic invoice data into SAP, followed by the PO number and the invoiced amounts. This lets SAP perform matching to the PO amounts and quantities. In this case, upon posting it in SAP, you'll notice the document is posted with a blocked for payment message due to the PO invoice unit price mismatch. Immediately, the robot creates a new task for a business user to review this matching exception and to make the final approval. Here, we see the task in the inbox where its status is labeled as unassigned. The respective user can either accept this task or assign it to someone on the team. In this case, we see the user accept the task, approves it, to confirm that the higher unit price is accepted. As soon as the user approves the invoice, the next available robot gets triggered to continue the process. The robot then locates the blocked invoice in SAP and releases it for payment. In the next scenario, we see the invoice selected doesn't have a PO number. The robot creates a task and sends it to the task inbox for a business user to perform geocoding of this non-PO invoice. Upon seeing the task in the inbox, the user accepts the task checks the invoice and adds the respective GL codes to each of the line items.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.